What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Teach Me Zay, the channel that's all about audio engineering and music production. It's your boy Zaydidit, FL Studio user and Pro Tools user. Today we want to take a dive into the world of audio engineering. This can be a good career passion, but it does not come without its own setbacks. And a lot of people on this platform just don't tell you about what those are. So grab your headphones and let's dive into this thing so I can give y'all some tips that might get you started on your path to becoming an audio engineer. Tip number one is passion over paychecks. If you're here for a paycheck alone, run for the hills. Find another career. Do not step into this field. Yes, it can be lucrative, but that comes with time and effort and struggle, long hours, a lot of networking. Do I have to keep going? What I'm getting at is, there's not a lot of money in the beginning. At least the money that you get might not seem like it's worth the headache that you are about to endure. So you gotta have patience, because it's gonna come with long hours, high expectations, with little to no starting ground. What I mean little to no starting ground, you're gonna sometimes get vocals that sound like somebody recording them on a cell phone in a bathroom, and somebody gonna be expecting you to make a diamond out of it. It goes back to something I used to say all the time: you can't polish a turd. But that's something that people who are somewhat not serious about their music always tend to think is possible. And an audio engineer in the beginning, sometimes you gotta learn to work around it. Sometimes you just gotta say no. But that's another story for another day. Tip number two, we wanna talk about L's. L's are for lessons, not for losses. You're gonna make some mistakes, some big mistakes. So get ready for it. Even the big name engineers you hear about all the time, they've been there, they made their own mistakes. I myself have made plenty of mistakes. I done had Pro Tools crash in the middle of sessions. I done took hours mixing a session only to realize it was actually the wrong revision of that session. I done had equipment malfunction mid-session, etc. I can keep on going, but what I'm getting at is, it's just something that comes with the territory. It happens. How you bounce back from those mishaps, or how you bounce back from the mistakes you make, is what's gonna make you a great engineer. But don't think that you're gonna come into this thing perfect, because it's just not gonna happen. Also, you gotta learn when to say no. If you know it's gonna be an impossible to please artist because you worked with them in the past and it always ends the same way, say no. Your plate full and you know you're not gonna be able to finish all the work that's being asked of you, say no. I done had people ask me to mix whole albums in a week for little to nothing, and guess what I had to do? Say no. I know it may be scary in the beginning to say no, but sometimes saying no can save you a headache, it can save your image, and it can even help build trust with people, because nobody respects somebody more than somebody who's honest with them all the time. It just is what it is. Nobody likes a liar. Plus, you don't want to be the guy that has somebody depending on you and you miss a whole deadline just because you had too much on your plate. Sometimes saying no is better than setting yourself up for failure. Tip number five, know your role. Are you a mixing engineer? Are you a recording engineer? Or are you a mastering engineer? You're probably gonna end up doing them all in the beginning. I'm not saying you're gonna do them all the time, because that is a task that you should not take on, but it's not uncommon for somebody to record a project and mix it. I myself, I prefer just to be a mixing engineer at this point. I don't care to be in the studio for hours on hours on hours with artists record. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, it's just not something that I'm passionate about. And as you grow and as you wear plenty of hats, you're gonna learn which one that you resonate with more. And at that point, I suggest you, when you're able to anyway, stick with that, master that craft, and it'll make you a whole lot more valuable. Another tip you should learn: you're not gonna love every song that you work on. Let's face the fact, you don't like every single piece of music that you hear, and it's gonna be the same when you start engineering. You're gonna have songs you dread, whether that just be you don't like the artist's music, maybe it's a genre you don't care for, whatever the reason may be. It's all right not to like every piece of music that you work on. However, you gotta be a professional. You gotta put your best foot forward to make that song sound the best it could possibly be, regardless of how you feel personally about it. You are an engineer. Your work still speaks volumes about who you are. So always go your hardest on every single track that you take on, because you never know what that track may do. And you never know. Somebody's gonna also say, who mixed that? Who recorded that? Who mastered that? You don't want to be the guy that went lackluster on something and that gets out to a lot more people and you just kill a lot more potential customers you could have had. You don't want that problem. Another tip is gear acquisition syndrome is real. What I mean is, I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. You don't need every new shiny piece of equipment that you see. Master what you got and make it work. You should not even be reaching for your wallet to buy anything else until you know exactly what's going on with all the gear you already have. What good is buying a CL1B and you don't know the first thing about compression, right? What good is buying a brand new shiny 1073 preamp and you don't even know how to work the preamp on your audio interface as it is? Think about it. Master what you got. Then when you got every bit of productivity out of that you can possibly get, that's when you go buy more outboard gear. But outboard gear won't magically make you a better engineer. Your ears and your creativity does that. Another tip, rule number 9, thick skin is essential. You're gonna work with a lot of assholes. Family and friends not always gonna understand what you got going on. Co-workers not always gonna understand what you got going on. Every artist you work with isn't gonna like your work. You're gonna get a lot of smart aleck remarks out of a lot of people. Get over it. Their life is not yours. What they eat don't make you. I don't think you need me to finish the sentence. It is what it is. You chose this career. It's your passion, your life. You live it. You do what you do. And the final tip I have for y'all is don't give up. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Take everything in stride, continue to grow, perfect your craft, and learn to love it more and more day by day. And if you got anything out of this video, go ahead, like this video, comment below if it's anything else that I missed or something else you want me to talk about. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell. If you're interested in hearing some of my work or some of the work that I work in, I'll be dropping another link to my channel, Zaydidit, in the description also. But until then, y'all make some good music. Zaydidit, I'm out.